Hi guys, this is Ocheng for Query. I'm a software engineer at Crestwood, and I welcome you to the We Deliver podcast. Like, subscribe, and share. Today we want to talk about our approach developing the digital platform for Africa Climate Summit, which was the major component of communication to the outside world. If you know about the Africa Climate Summit, this is the inaugural summit for Africa, and involve different nations and international organizations to bring the summit to life. Our key focus areas was security, scaling, optimization, and localization. If you know about localization, this is the multilingual functionality. Since this is an international event, we had to approach it with that. For the core tech stacks, we made it simple. This was a distributed system using APIs. My main role was to focus on the front-end engineering and making sure that the optimization and the view mobile responsiveness design was abiding to the brand guidelines. When we were given the approval to start working on the project, I was really excited for the project because I had seen samples of the brand designs. I just researched and looked at, what's this? And from your UNFCCC website, you could, that was what was showing up at the top about the Africa Climate Summit and the Africa Climate Week. From the first information I got, so this is a real thing that really has everybody's eyes looking at Kenya on how we are going to move about this. How are we going to succeed in this? What is going to be the experience to have an inaugural Africa Climate Summit? So from what I realized before, there have been a couple of Africa Climate Weeks, but this was the first Africa Climate Summit. So I was truly honored to be part of that. Going through the process, at the beginning, it was really difficult coming up with the best approach to it. We looked at different events that took place, like the Paris event for climate change finance. We looked into that. That was a really simple website that really encapsulated everything that was required for the event. We looked into that. Then another inspiration came from the New York City climate change website. This was the best driving factor for our approach when coming up with the sitemaps and coming up with the design layout. As much as we were provided guidelines with the brand guidelines on how to implement the design, we had to do research extensively to know what's required for this scale of a summit. How do you communicate to users? How do you ensure that you set up the right message at the right section and scale up the system in a viable way that everybody has access to it throughout? The main front-end technology that we use was a Vue framework, which is a JavaScript framework built on top of Next.js. So Next.js was viable since it's both server-side rendered and a client-rendered approach to how it functions. This made the website more robust and super optimized for speed. For deployment, for test environment, we use Netlify. We deployed on Edge, and we used Netlify and mainly AWS. Having implemented the core functionalities of the website, we went through process of training the other teams on how to use the platform to really get the information. The admin systems we had built, which were customized to the summit, forms we had built, which were custom to the summit. Everything we built from the ground up just for the specific summit, with the specific fields that are required, specific filters, and specific modules just for the summit. We also collaborated with the other teams, from example, the cooperative bank, to integrate payments systems. That was a bit challenging, but we pulled through well. While approaching the summit, we got to a position where we were receiving high traffic and we had to monitor the site really cautiously, because we were averaging 2 million visits a day. That can get really difficult if you are not ready for that. For any developers who know, we had zero downtime throughout the time. I think we can say we were lucky, but this all took effort through the team, because we were always there to check on any issues that arise through the monitoring standards that we made. Thank God for Cloudflare. Yeah, Cloudflare really held it down for us. We used that to mainly hide our IPs, the DNS management, which was really smooth through collaborating with other teams that needed setups and were concerned about the key security issues. I also commend the backend team, who really worked really hard to ensure that the APIs, no matter how many requests we were getting, the APIs were always there, functioning as required. So for translation is an interesting one, because when we build websites using technology stacks, it seems quite simple. Yeah, you'll set up a plugin for WordPress, it auto-translates. You set up Google Translate, it auto-translates. But for this, you had to have the right information, the right translation. It was really interesting. I thought it was just a short, it will take us like a week to implement all that. But it will take 2 weeks to implement that, because from even the styling, when you read Arabic, that was so interesting. It's like reading from right to left. It's like the other way around. So you have to style for that. That was super interesting, and it took us a lot of time, but thank God for Google Lens, because we were being given in the translations, then you get lost while implementing it. We used Google Lens on bits to track just where you are. That was a really nice approach to it. For design, our goal at Crestwood is always clean websites. If you check into our website, you'll have I think the cleanest website you look at so far, if you look around, if you go looking around. And that was the main goal, and we never swayed away from that. Even for this project, we stayed to the script that we have from Crestwood, and forced the mundane to remain that a clean, functional, optimized website. That really helps a lot in the long run while you are implementing for sections such as if you're doing internationalization and localization, where you go on to implementing different languages on the site. If you have a clear, clean-cut design, it will be easy to interpret, because that process can be really hectic. So with clean design, we bundle everything together. That's where our solution begins. It never ends there, but it grows from there. Having a clean design, a well-defined one, with the proper elements and only what's important being set up on your frame. What you need, is what you get. And if you need more, you'll always just be able to scroll, discover, browse the site, discover everything that comes in. The major security concern was about the user data that we collected. We were really collecting sensitive data. The collaboration we had, there were really big players playing a part on guiding on how to both stay strict to both international law and local law on how to handle the user data. Then collaboration from the government, Ministry of Environment. We had the best guidance ever to make it easy on us on how we handle the data process. As much as we use our standard guidelines that we have internally, I can say that we had no breaches. No, I can assure that we had no breaches. That was addressing security and design. So we can talk about optimization and responsiveness. We ensured the website was mobile responsive and it looked best on your mobile. You can open it now. We offered different domains, easy to type. You can access it now, scs.org, scs23.org, africaclimatesummit.org, scs23.com. You can access all those domains. They point to the main website, and just browse through it and look at what we did. Lastly, I'm really grateful. We were really happy to work on this project. We thank both God and the Crested team for being part of this project, and everybody involved from the Africa Climate Summit Secretariat for really being part of the team that was able to come together to create this beautiful experience for the Africa Climate Summit 2023. Thank you guys. That's all. We'll be talking more on design for other exciting projects that we are working on as time goes on. Signing out, Cheng Weekly for Query, software engineer, Crested, marketing and communications. Thank you.